Everybody, welcome to the Brandy Yvonne channel. I'm your girl Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel we do fun reviews, discussions, recaps of some of our favorite shows. Sorry y'all, I had to adjust my seating. This is the second time I had to start this video. I apologize for it being late. It's like a whole 24 hours late, but I had a family emergency last night that I had to deal with. If y'all hear kids in the background, that's part of what I had to deal with. I just had to stop recording to go quiet them down. So I'm gonna try to get this done again, okay? Anyway, let me get back into the zone. We are talking about Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 4, Party Crashers. Okay, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, and share, and post, and most importantly, subscribe. Y'all know y'all enjoying this content. It's Black History Month. Subscribe. It don't cost you anything over here to subscribe. So let's get into the video, y'all. We're going to try to go in order, but if we get out of order, it's all good because we're going to hit the points, right? So, we start out in the gentleman's lounge. The men all meet up. Tommy says, Wiley, I know the women been not feeling you because of the age difference. You are younger, so I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to set you up with someone close to your age for one of the blind dates this week. So we do have 2 more singles coming into this episode this week. So Wiley goes on a date with Tina. She's 31, I believe. She has a 2-year-old. And then we're going to see Donovan go on a date with Precious. He's the new single. He's 42. So Wiley and Tina comes in. She got on a jean skirt and a green shirt. She's cute. Wiley's like, oh, you wear my color today. I felt green. And she's like, oh, yeah, I matched your fly. She was reminding me of Alexis Fly from last season. Anyway, Tina's voice is very mature. She sounds older than she is versus like a Sydney who was close to her age, who sounded like 30 or younger. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, she's not really 31, but I think she is. I think she just presents very mature, like something about her. She doesn't look older, and I think she just carries herself in a mature way, and she sounds older. Like she sounds like a Toni Braxton or somebody. Like she just sounds older than 31, versus like a Sydney who sounds 31 or younger. So like I'm 33. I don't know how old I sound to y'all though. Anyway. So they're talking, and Wiley wants to, he feels the physical connection. He wants to connect more mentally, emotionally, and all that. And talking about kids, he said he likes kids. He works with kids. And so that kind of vibe. And then Tina says she's ready. She thought her ex, the one who's the father of her kids, was going to be a thing. And they were going to get married and have kids. But it didn't end up that way. And so she's open and ready and looking for love. So then at another place, we see Precious coming in to go on her date with Donovan. They introduce us to Donovan. As he said, he's 42. He's very cute. He's very handsome. He has a little gray beard. He had very, very nice arms. He had tattoos. Oh, Donovan's cute. So I was getting all into it, y'all. Sorry. So then we see Precious come in. I didn't realize that Precious was that tall this whole time. Precious is a really tall lady, especially seeing her down at the lake house. She is really tall. And so Precious likes how Donovan looks. She let him know right away. Y'all know Precious gonna put herself out there if she don't do nothing else. So Precious, is telling herself, talking to Donovan. They're kind of just having, seems like what is small talk to me. Donovan was like, yeah, I could tell she liked me. She was attracted to me. And Precious asked him about sex before marriage. And he was like, well, would you buy a car without test driving it? So he's down for that. Again, we're seeing the couples get straight to the dirty, right? And so, but Donovan's not really feeling Precious like that, okay? But Precious is definitely feeling Donovan. She's like, does he feel the heat that's coming off of me? I don't know if he's picking up when I'm putting down. I'm like, girl, he is. Relax. So like, Precious, relax, girl, relax. So anyway, then we see another date with Demetrius and AP. I think it was their first date together. And so AP is, talking about, being a widow. Her husband that passed away was actually 14 years older than her, which kind of shocked Demetrius. And so she said, she didn't see it coming, and she's talking about what she's been through and, how she's a professor. So Demetrius feels like, she very much knows what she wants, but she doesn't show her vulnerable feminine side enough. And that's what he wants to see more, and the guys are wanting more of. And I kind of see what he means. Like, I need AP to open up more. I need to see more of her. I need to know beyond the whole widow thing. Like, that's great that she is sharing all of that with us, but I need to see more. Like, what do you do for fun, AP? What do you do on the weekends? Like, girl, what's your favorite color? Like, that's great you're telling us about the whole widow story, but we need other stuff. We need more from you, girl. We need more. So anyway, so I don't think Demetrius is feeling AP like that, y'all. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, though. So then moving on, we see Laverne go on a date with Joy. And I really like how Joy is navigating the process. I feel like she is really a good representation of how you navigate the process. Like, Clifton is still number one in her heart, but you see her still exploring other options and giving the other men a full chance. She's not closing herself off to the other men, and she's not trying to play all sides or be a player or break a heart. She's just leaving herself open and really riding and enjoying the process. I like that about Joy. So we see Laverne and Joy go down to the pottery place. That really impresses Joy because she let Laverne know that that's the stuff she likes. So she's like, okay, that piqued my interest with Laverne, because, you know, that's one of the things I said that I really like to do. So they're doing the pottery, having the date, you know, they're talking about different things, and she talks with Laverne about him really opening up, and he said he has issues with trust, and he said that he hasn't really had a full successful relationship before. So then she's like, well, what were they? And he was like, they're just like dating. I guess Laverne really kind of closes himself off, and I guess that's part of the bad vibes the ladies have been picking up on too. And we're gonna get more into his vibes at the lake house, but he felt like he could open up with Joy, and he really likes Joy. I don't know if I would see them as a match. I prefer Joy and Clifton. I'm not here for Laverne, y'all. I'm not. Something about him. And I didn't realize how short he was until I was looking at him standing next to Demetrius and some of the other men. And then the women were saying he has a God complex down at the lake house. So I said, yeah, Laverne has some issues. That's why he always like putting the other men down to lift himself up like he did at the bowling alley. Like, I think he has some issues he needs to work through. So anyway, but I'm just saying, y'all. So anyway, then we get down to the lake house. Okay, so this is where it all goes down tonight. So the men are just at the lake house. They think they're going to be the only ones there. But of course, the women are going to come. And they probably knew that, y'all. And so then we see Eric in the kitchen. So good thing Ready to Love got somebody that can cook this season, Lord, because they be gonna struggle when they don't. And so anyway, Aisha did some cooking last season. She wasn't a chef, but she handles the food at the house last season. Thank you, Lord, because we need somebody on here that can feed the people. So anyway, Eric in the kitchen, the men all come, Paul come, everybody comes. So they're sitting outside in the lawn chairs, drinking and talking, having men talk. And Wiley says how he used to think that sexual and physical connections meant love, but now he's learning that, you know, you have a mental, emotional, spiritual connection with somebody. He wants to go deeper. And the men were talking about, like, you know, how they trying to be on their grown man stuff. They ready for love and all this. And Clifton was like, oh, is this Sunday? Because y'all are preaching. Y'all taking us to church today. So they're all talking there. Here come Tommy from way in the distance, y'all. On the sailboat, he coming with the go-go music. People playing the drums, doing the keyboard. It's popping. I said, is Wiley Daddy over there on the boat too with the music, doing the go-go music? So anyway, they didn't say he was, but I was wondering, was that his daddy over there? So anyway, Chuck Brown. So anyway, here come Tommy doing a 1-2 step turn, bop, 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 to the go-go music. And so he had on a turtleneck and a jacket down to the lake house, and the cast is in their bikinis and cover-ups. So I felt like it must be cold there. It's not beach attire time there. I don't know. Or Tommy is hot in that turtleneck. So I was like, how is the weather really happening there? Because it's two totally different looks we're getting. So anyway, like, Tommy didn't have to come in beach clothes. He could have came in a t-shirt. It just wasn't making sense. Production, it wasn't making sense. So then Tommy says, you know, if you want love, just look in the distance. You got to chase your dreams. And then here come the ladies. So that was his way of introducing the ladies. The ladies was looking good. They was popping. Ace was like, oh yeah, the women is popping today. And Wiley seen the candy like the candy that was looking like it was candy in the candy store, is what I mean. So anyway, then we see Paul talking to Tina. So he's like, okay, Tina's new to the process. I need to, you know, I want to get to know her. And so Paul, mind y'all, is 48 and Tina's 31. I don't see a match. I don't care for relationships with giant age gaps, because I'm like, what can you offer each other. I'm not saying it can work. There are instances it can work, like look at AP and her husband. So there are clearly instances where it can work, but I think they're rare. And I think the people have to be fully invested, right? So to me, Paul comes across like Tina's uncle. I'm sorry. Tina says she dates older. In middle school, she dated high school. High school, she dated college, and so on and so on. Girl, we don't want to get into your inappropriate dating habits as a kid, but anywho, Paul said in his confessionals that his rule with dating younger women is that the younger they are, the more trouble they are, which I can see why for an older man might think that. But he said, you know, Tina is so beautiful. See, she's beyond gorgeous. Like, she's so mature. I would give her a chance. And I feel like, are y'all just saying what y'all need to say, like, to present your representatives to get the date? Or are y'all really comfortable with the age difference? I don't know. Tina feels like the age difference would be a problem, and so does Paul. We shall see. We shall see. So Paul, you know, asks her for a date, and she seems down for that. Next episode, we're going to see they do go on a date, and he feeding her pickle and all that. I'm like, oh, is Tina going to fall for Paul? Lord have mercy. Poor Wiley. So anyway, then over in the kitchen, Eric over there making shrimp pasta. The key over there looking cute in her pink. He's like, oh, do you like pasta? You like pasta, right? She's like, oh, yeah, I like pasta. And you making shrimp pasta? Oh, yeah, that's my favorite. And so then she's, you know, Eric says, you know, first date with Kia, he saw sparks, fireworks, and he just wants to see more. So they talking and vibing, and then here come Carmen swarm in. Like, Carmen came through and broke up the scene, y'all. Okay, Carmen was like, oh, I see two cast iron skillets over here. Like, what's going on up in here? So Carmen bopped through, right? And so then the kid, you can tell she got all uncomfortable. And so then in her confession, the kid's like, yeah, Carmen came in manipulating the whole thing. I'm not here for this. And Carmen's confessional, she's like, oh yeah, little Takia, like she can go. And I'm like, oh, Carmen, girl, don't be messy like them people from last season. Don't be messy. So then Takia's like, told Eric, like, oh yeah, come find me later and we'll talk. And so she scurried away. And Carmen was like, yeah, when I come in, they scurry away. And then she's like, no, just kidding. And then Eric was like, no, you're not. And it's because he knows her. So Carmen and Carmen and Eric, sorry, y'all. Carmen and Eric already knew each other. So Eric let us know in his confessional that he catered an event for Carmen before, and they've known each other a long time. They have a history. They never dated romantically, but every time they hang out, it's always a good time. They vibe. And so he's opening this process to see, you know, if they connect on a deeper level or not. So then he's, you know, Carmen's asking, so who's in your top? And he's like, oh yeah, Takia is definitely, you know, top lady for me. I definitely have my eye on her. She's definitely my heart, or my top. And so then Carmen was like, okay, yeah. And she's like, don't give me a politician answer. Excuse me, let me know what is real. And so she kind of messing with him, And so then she's like, oh yeah, but you know, I know who's really in your top, who's really your number one though. And then he was like, okay, you are. And then she was like, yeah, let me hear you say it. So I was like, oh, Eric, you was my boo too, but I don't know. Like, you playing both sides here. I feel like we're going to have a love triangle between Carmen, Takia, and Eric. Like, ooh, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that, because it's getting a little messy now. It's getting a little messy. Like, Eric, don't be a player no more, okay? So then we do see Takia also introduced herself to Donovan because he's new to the process, and she seems to like Donovan. She was like, oh, who is this man? And Donovan likes Takia. I could actually see Takia and Donovan together too. That would be cute. And so then we see Tori talking to Ace in the little, what do you call those things? Hanging hammock kind of seats. And so then he's like, oh, so who's in your top? And so Ace says, oh yeah, you're definitely one of my number ones. So Tori, I haven't seen Tori and Ace go on a date together, but maybe they talking in the background. So I don't know. Anywho, so he's like, oh, let me spit you a little poetry so you know for sure I'm your number one. So then he started doing poetry for her. He said a couple bars. The ending didn't really rhyme. It was cute. I was like, okay, Tori. Side note, y'all, Tori looked good with them dreads hanging all curly and them tattoo on his arm. I was like, hey, Tori. Like, he was looking so good. He was looking so good to me. So anyway, I would say this season is way more eye candy in my opinion than last season. Like last season, we only had a couple cuties to look at, like Dante and Phil. But Walter was kind of cute too, I guess. But yeah, this season way more cuties in my opinion. So anywho, then we see Tori inside with Sabrina. And he at the piano doing a little yang yang singing too. So I'm like, oh Lord, this man be singing and rapping and poetry, all that. So then he's like, oh yeah, I bought you something, Sabrina. And so he had bought her some cupcakes, and she said she really likes baked goods. They look like gourmet cupcake specialty. They was fancy. And so then she said, oh my God, I really like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy about this. Like you pay attention. She's like, okay, like even though Demetrius and Tori are my top, but like Tori might have a little edge, like he's being really intentional and all this stuff. And so, you know, they went to hug. She was trying to give him a cute hug. He was like, He stood up and picked that girl up. I said, okay, Tori, okay, pick me up. So anyway, I feel like Sabrina likes Tori. You know, Tori has that Southern gentleman thing. But she also feels like she likes Demetrius because Demetrius is very put together well. He has a classier look than what we would consider in society classy versus Tori. Not that Tori couldn't be a classy looking person, but I'm just saying aesthetically, I think she feels like she needs to be more with the Demetrius because of the type of person that she is. And she's scared to let herself be with the Tori. But if Tori's the one showing you love, her will be with Tori. And I think she's 4 years older than Tori. That also might be a factor too, because she's like late 30s and Tori's like early 30s. But I don't know. I think she needs to let herself give Tori a chance and not feel like you have to be with Demetrius. And then later on, we do see Demetrius finally pull Sabrina to the side and show he wants to step it up. But I'm like, are you doing that because you saw Tori step it up? Like, or are you all of a sudden stepping it up? I don't know. Demetrius is moving in this process kind of weird. Him and Laverne, like they're kind of sitting and waiting and then moving in. I don't know. Maybe that's a strategy. I don't know, but I would just like to see Demetrius put in more effort because you see Tori put in the effort. So, and the side note, another thing I like about this season, we do see the men are more competing for the women this season, and I really like that. So anyway, then we saw Precious. Precious was mingling. Y'all. Wait, before we get to Precious, talk about AP and Eric. If I didn't touch on them, AP and Eric also were sitting in the little hammock things, and again, AP's talking about her husband dying. Eric is not feeling a connection with her. He's like, okay, people, you know, talk about what they've been through, but has she really, you know, healed from that, or is she talking about it because she needs to talk about it more? Like, what's going on? So again, AP, you need to like loosen up, show us more, girl. Like, I'm sorry for your loss, but we need to just see some other sides of AP. That's what we need to see. So anyway, then Precious is mixing and mingling. She told Paul, like, you know, when you gonna come up out that shirt? We get these clothes off. Paul had a shirt or something wrapped on his head. I didn't know why. Maybe he was trying to protect his bald head from the sun, but I didn't like it. So Precious is doing the most, and Paul's like, you know, I'm gonna go mingle. You should do that too. He was like, yeah, she's out here, you know, kind of doing too much. So Paul is like kind of, you know, put off by Precious. We see Precious talking to Clifton and spanking him with a rope, and he bent over. We see her talking to Wiley and flirting around. Then she's flirting around with Demetrius. In that same shot, she messing with Wiley, I believe, or Demetrius. We see Dakia and Wiley walk around holding hands. Now, mind you, we saw them after the brunch walk away holding hands. I mean, they was chopping it up. Remember that? I think that Dakia and Wiley got a little something going on the side. I think Wiley is not too young for Dakia in the bedroom. Okay, that's what I think is going on. But y'all comment and let me know. I believe Dakia and Wiley got something going on. I really believe that. So then, when Precious is talking to Demetrius is like, yeah, she doing too much. Like, you know, she seems like she want to be going out all the time. Like, you know, she's doing a lot. And Demetrius is like, you know, the way I am, I'm intentional. Like, I'm trying to really be looking for love. Like, basically, Precious is doing too much for him, and he trying to take this seriously, and he don't feel like Precious is taking this seriously. So Precious is like, let me explain myself. Like, you know, I'm like very outgoing and loud my personality because I want to like put myself out there and get to know everybody. So I think Precious in her mind she is just really making herself available. But then I can see how it could be off-putting for some people. I think Precious needs to like tone it down, and let's see some more sides of you, Precious. That's what I think. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, I don't think Precious is trying to be super thirsty girl. I think that she just needs to like kind of figure out more of a balance. She needs to figure out a balance. And so anyway, then we see Clifton and Joy finally go off, have their moment. They playing and frolicking in the grass, and Joy says, they really have a good chemistry and a good situation, and a lot of sexual tension between them, and they kind of having sexual innuendo talk as well, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to think, was there anything else at the lake house that we missed? I don't think so. I think we hit on everything. So then Tommy comes, and then we have the gentleman's lounge, gentlemen all talk in the room, and they dismiss the ladies, and Tommy asks, who's in the top, who's in your bottom. So first they said, who's in your top? Laverne said Ace and Joy. He's really feeling Joy. He can see them together, like Joy is me. So then Clifton, his professional, was like, I just looked at his brother, say Joy is him, and he was like, no, brother, Joy is me. I was like, go ahead, Clifton, claim your woman. And I said, the men is fighting for their love this season. I love it. So anyway, then Clifton says Joy and Carmen in his top, which I was shocked. And they showed a clip of Carmen and Clifton on a date, which I thought Clifton wasn't feeling Carmen at the bowling alley when he first met her with the baby Jesus eyes, and he said he was feeling her. So I was surprised that they went on a date. And that he even put her in her top. I was very shocked by that. And so then, let's see, Paul said he likes Tina. Wiley was looking all distraught when production, every time the guy would say who was in his top, if there was another guy who also liked that girl, production would pan it to them, and their face would be looking crazy. Production is so messy on this show, y'all. So messy. So then Wiley said he really likes Tina also. I'm like, Wiley, don't let Uncle Paul take that girl from you, Wiley. Don't let her. Then we saw Donovan said he likes Takia. Eric also likes Takia, y'all. So, Demetrius likes Sabrina. Tori looked all distraught. He also likes Sabrina. I'm like, oh, Lord. This is going to be some mess, y'all. So then they said, who you not feeling? Clifton is not feeling AP. He can't connect with Precious. Laverne is not feeling Sabrina or Takia, which is weird because most of the men like Sabrina and Takia. They're like the two top women in the competition. So that's kind of weird to me. Before I get through the deliberations, let me go back to the lake house party, y'all. Laverne, all the women were talking about how Laverne was very kind of like into his own thing at the lake house. He wasn't really mingling. He was just kind of sitting back. His energy was weird. They said he was off-putting, like he just wasn't giving them good vibes. Like he wasn't trying to like talk to them. And you didn't really see any scenes with Laverne. I almost forgot Laverne was there. You did not see him really mingling, and then Demetrius went to talk to him, and that's when I noticed Demetrius is taller than Laverne. I believe Laverne's a short man. And so he's like, oh, you don't seem like the same Laverne I know. Like, you kind of off to yourself. You kind of being standoffish. And he was like, oh, no, I'm just taking it all in and doing my own thing. I'm good and all this stuff. And I believe one of the ladies seems like he has a God complex, and I believe that's true. Like something is off with Laverne. Something is off. Okay, so back to deliberations. I knew I forgot something at that lake house, y'all. So anyway, back to deliberations. Let's see. Who they not feeling? Demetrius is not feeling AP and Precious. Donovan is not feeling a connection with Precious. Who else? Basically, AP and Precious are going to be in the bottom. Somebody else said Sabrina. Oh, Paul said Sabrina because Sabrina straight up told him there's no connection there. And I think that's all we had. So basically, AP and Precious are going to be in the bottom, y'all. So then everybody comes together. It's nighttime by now, so they done been at the lake house all day and all night. And so then everybody's standing there looking all nervous. Joyce said, "We sober down." So then nephew Tommy come out, and he says, okay, it's time for deliberations. Two women are going to go home, and then he calls Demetrius to the front. Now, why are we doing this public elimination, Ready to Love? We're going to see where it picks up next season, because they didn't even tell us who got eliminated. But why, when it's time for the women to be eliminated, we have to do a public elimination? So weird to me how they did that. Like, why couldn't they just, take them separately on a date at the lake house and do it? That was so weird to me. So he called Demetrius up because Tommy said he wasn't eliminating nobody. Y'all are. So Demetrius came. Oh, yeah, when they was talking about who going to do the elimination, Paul over there sweating and shifting, and he's like, oh, I hope it's not me. I don't want to be the one that had to send one of these ladies home. They're like, Paul, we wasn't going to ask you. No, you're not the one. You shouldn't have been sending Tiffany home. But anyway, they chose Demetrius to be the spokesperson. So Demetrius called AP and Precious forward. Precious like, why am I coming up here? She's like, And then they cut the show right there once the ladies came forward. So we don't know who got eliminated till next week. Next week looks like it's going to be interesting. We see Tina and Paul on a date. Paul's feeding her a pickle. It looks like it's going to be some more drama. It's looking kind of crazy. But we shall see. We see there's a little messy truth or dare game at the end. And Sabrina kisses Demetrius instead of Tori. Tori looking all hurt in his feelings. So we shall see, y'all. It's about to get up good. It's about to get good. It's about to pick up. So I'm excited about the show. Y'all, please comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you for bearing with me through my video and through everything I'm going through. And please keep me and my family in prayer, y'all. And also hit that like, that subscribe, and that comment, and that share. I will definitely do Ladies Who List Atlanta tonight as well. See y'all soon. Bye.